announce yourself on the line. Interesting times here. Emmanuel, I'm joined by Benji. Benji, player of the tournament is about to be awarded. Who do you think is going to win it? Well, I think it has to go to Awilo. Wow, interesting. Bakonjacha Hipita wins the player of the tournament. Marvin Pasekura won the goalkeeper of the tournament. So there we have Bakonja.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to hand over the gold medal. The list will be done by all our dignitaries that are on the stage. This is the team that has the best of the best.
Thank you for the 5 people joining in.
Belongs to no other team but African Stars.
This is the moment where the team will receive their award. Marvin Pasekura won goalkeeper of the year and of the tournament. Yeah, and who won the second?
Now to receive the gold medal.
Of course, the gold medals will go to African Stars. I still look for the goal scorer of the tournament. Choma should take it because he's got 2 goals in the tournament. Nobody. A lot of people are 2 goals. But here come African Stars. The first player there, Jean-Luca. The second player? The third player receiving his medal is Dion Dennis. And then we have Martin Jims, who hasn't played throughout the tournament, but he's a striker to be reckoned with when he's back from injury. Kevin. And then we have Jackson Johannes, Chatindi. Awilo receives his medal with Kambanda. Who was probably man of the match for this game? But let's call it from here. Then. We can't see the players. Yes, Andila, who is a play warrior, and of course the technical team, Dr. Alfredo. We have Coach Benny Outset. We have Amba, the goalkeeper. We have the new, I believe, the technical assignee, Coach Andrew, the team manager, and then of course, Father, the CEO, Mr. Leslie. And last up, but not least, we have the man, Who will lift the trophy? I'm taking out my phone now. Oh, apparently, all the players have to come back off. Okay. So, as Tiga now receives his medal, just trying to see how this will be done. Tiga is now calling for the trophy.
Can I just ask our dignitaries to just move a bit forward the stage?
The dignitaries
to the front
will be moved just front. We have Temi Kanjore bringing the trophy onto the podium.
To have
the trophy has to be turned around. Coach Tino is holding up the money. That's a very expensive paper in his hand. And Tiga comes to the front. And there it is! Guaranteed! And Gassep has run away with over $1.5 million. Gerald Gassep has run away with the money. But it's in the account, it doesn't matter. As the trophy is lifted, with the confetti, oh, Gassep comes back with the money. Gassep comes back with the money. And there it is. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you know these players personally, do not ask them for an e-wallet. Their phones will probably be off. They still have a game to play on Tuesday against Young African. So Young African might want to come for revenge. But that is the MTC MARIS Cup. We will continue to have interviews with certain players.
Thank you so much.
We will see if we can set up the podium here. If we can find one of our technical staff just to help us create the podium. We have Paulus and Gassep fighting over the money in the background there. You can see them running. They believe that the money is in that cardboard. It's not in the bank account, it's in that cardboard. So as the podium, the backdrop has been prepared, we will start to interview certain players. The fans are not coming onto the pitch, which is a worrying situation. They should not be able to come onto the pitch, but it is what it is. So we will try to get some of the players, but ladies and gentlemen, as I take my bag off here, it is Emmanuel Nkora, reporting for African Stars TV. I can tell you right behind me, we have the fans that are running onto the pitch. So we are a bit secure here in this area. So we will start getting players to come to this area just for interviews. But what a game! What a wizard that Willie Stefanos is! Oh no, the backdrop almost fell on me. So there's a lot happening here at the Hage Stadium. We are live. Thank you still for tuning in. We will try to get certain players, probably 3 or 5 players, just to have quick interviews with us. Benji is doing so as we speak. I'll try to get somebody of my own here as I continue to talk. But so interestingly so, we'll have Coach Virginia, who is newly appointed to the African Stars team. Apologies for the backdrop falling on to us. Coach Virginia, a pleasure to meet you. It was announced that you were appointed as a coach of the technical staff of the. What is your specific position? And wow, as a newcomer, I know you came in a few months ago, but how does this moment feel?
The moment, it's incredible. Honestly speaking, it's very, very incredible. Heading back to your question, my main position in the technical team is being the fitness and conditioning coach of the team. The one that starts the spark for the boys to stay constantly awake in a game. That's why you see every 15 to 20 minutes we always have a warm-up to keep them awake, because we cannot stay sleepy. So we need to go forward. We need to keep moving, you know? Yeah.
And just lastly, as we rotate players and coaching staff, you had a game against Ongos, which ended in a no-no, and I believe most players and supporters were a little bit upset with that. But in the post-match interview, I told Coach Benny, coming from a cup game, going to a league game, it's different. Coming into the game, you had more time to rest than Young African, of course. But next week is another big game, and they might want to take advantage or revenge.
Completely true, but we will be ready because we will work on our determination, which is affiliation tomorrow, and we're going to take it again on Monday or take a technical session, and we can see them on Tuesday. We're going to be game on.
Coach V, do I text you for a new one? Alright, that was the newly appointed Coach V. The first time I've had the pleasure to have an interview with her. We are now going to be joined by the player of the tournament. I would have loved to have Benji maybe come to do this interview with you, but it's all good. You have won. I'm not going to say the amount of money, but you have one player of the tournament. How does that first feel as an individual? Then we can talk about the time. But how was the game today, and how do you feel the game will be next week?
It was a cup final, to be honest. They came out, they stepped up. I know many of supporters were looking for an easy game, an easy final, and Africans are working in the past. But Young Africans stepped up and they give us a game. On Tuesday, it's a league game. The league is a marathon, so
I'll definitely see you at the Independence Stadium next week. Well done on player of the tournament, MTC MARIS Cup. Ready? Okay. We are now then joined by Edwin Kambanda, and I'm not going to talk about your red card, but you have played now in the final. As a senior player to this team, does it still feel good? Of course, the cup finals with Chula didn't go our way, but how does it feel to get this one?
the difference about this one is all the cups that we play. This one is so much rich because it was a great amount of money that we needed to compete for, but we really did it. So we made the history because it's the only highest amount that ever won. So it's quite a privilege. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
And of course, I've been asking everybody, Young African is still coming next week. The celebrations can go into the night. I believe people will go to church with the shirts on. But are you still going to be focused, fitness ready for the game on Tuesday?
No, we are a big club, so it's up to us to decide whether we still want it or not. Because I think on Tuesday we'll be ready. We are just going to recover, get our eyes back up, we'll be ready on Tuesday.
Last thing, as a defender, how many tackles were they during this game? Was it tough tackles, or was the game aggressive, or were Young African just fighting for what they wanted?
I think there were not too many tackles. There were moments whereby they really put us under pressure, but we could handle due to our experience. So it was quite a good
100%. Even Tabata, always reliable, always reliable. We are still rolling with the people that make this club what it is today, and none other than Mr. Leslie Fada, our CEO, who celebrated his 70th birthday just a few weeks ago. Brother, handshake first. We have been together in this for a long time. How does it feel?
I'm very happy, over the moon. I always believe whenever there's a cup or a trophy, African Star must take the first one and then the other people can follow. And this is what we did.
Yes, history was made, the first ever MARIS Cup. The other cups were not won. Of course, Chula had a little bit of bite. We talked to them in Oshakati a few weeks ago, so they know us now. But the boys, knowing that they are going to play in a few days' time, can you give them this day to celebrate? Just tell them what a job they have done.
Yes, our plan was, by now is that from here we're going to a place where we camped at Churiga Home. So we invited all the players with their spouses to come and to celebrate. But as you know that we have the mission, tomorrow we'll have a session to cool down. We're going to train, so we would not like to spend too much energy because we need to have a session tomorrow, and then Monday we start training. Tuesday we're going to play again against the same team 7 o'clock at the Independence Stadium. And lastly, you are not you oversee the financial playground of the club. Of course, I'm not going to say that you are the one pressing the button, but what does this 1.5 mean, and how generous and how professional and how welcomely have MTC been to allow this tournament, this cup to happen?
Yes, as you know that we are accredited as a team of CAF to be able to play in CAF. So we would like to utilize this among these funds to make it possible, because as you know, in our country, unfortunately, nobody is helping you. The government is not coming on par to be able then to support and then and give some funds. So we really need these funds to be able then to participate, because we feel that we create a platform for our players, so that what we give them is a platform so that they can be seen by other international clubs, and then perhaps earn more money and put money on the table for their family.
Of course, that's a great message. And congratulations once again. I'll call you on Monday for a little bit of a new wallet. That's a good one. The CEO of African Stars, Mr. Leslie Father. We will still have players coming in. Apologies for the player and for the person that just walked in front of us. But Figure is being hounded now from a lot of supporters. Where's Benji? Where's Wenji? Where's Wenji? Wenji will probably still be talking. Apologies. I'm right in front of the couch. We are trying to also help with what is going on. But there are so many players, so many supporters talking to Speaker right now. Maybe his medal wasn't stolen from him. Oh, you still have your medal? Ronald Kessiere Sticker. I had to get it correct today. What a tournament win. Going from the north to the south, to the east, to the west, coming back to giving the Red Army a beautiful victory. First thing I want, as the captain, what can you say about the 12 men and women that are the Red Army that came into attendance today at the Dr. Akigengom Stadium? So we just want to thank them. We just want to give a word of gratitude. You know, some of them have been with us throughout the journey. They were here the first day we played Blue Boys. They were in Oshakati when we played Mighty Gunners. They were in Marinjal when we played Bucks Buccaneer. And they came and witnessed the final today. So just a word of gratitude to them. We appreciate them. You know, they give us that extra energy, extra warmth. And it's always good to play in a packed stadium, you know. And we just want to thank them. And, you know, we are still in the middle of the season. So we still invite them. We are playing on Tuesday against the very same team. So they must also come out in numbers. They must not only come to watch finals, they must also come support the boys when they are playing the league, of course. And the boys have done so tremendously. I mean, tournament player Bakonja, Jomo scored 2 goals, so he should actually get top goal scorer. Goalkeeper of the tournament, Kazitura, and that's not just because he's in the final. Who are the individual players that you can really single out and say, of course, Awilo, who has given us the cup? Who are the individual players that you can say, my goodness, they have done their job? No, you know, it was a team effort at the end of the day. Of course, there are those special players within the group. You can see like a guy like Tabang Malane who just landed this morning. What a player, what a player, what a talent. Of course, Awilo Stefanes, brilliant, experienced player, brilliant, good player. You look at the 2 guys, very solid in defense, the 2 center backs, the senior players. I think we considered only 1 goal. I don't remember. Throughout the tournament, of course, and one of them was an own goal by Charles Ambira. Maybe 2 or 3 throughout the 4 games that we played. So let's see a guy like Utaka Banda on the other side is giving you that up and down. I mean, Tita comes back and he scores as well. Exactly. I mean, it's a special group, and I'm glad and I'm happy that they are captain. And
and at least I have led them through many battles, and now it's an exciting time. I think we won the tournament. Everyone is excited. Everyone is happy, and all thanks to them. And lastly, a lot of people are maybe wondering if this is your last tournament. Nothing needs to be said now, but how do you feel? How are the legs feeling? So my legs was never an issue. You could see even beyond the 90 minutes, I could make people prepare. That's pretty, yeah. So it's just an issue of other commitments that pushing me out of the game. Yeah, but there are a lot of cries that we are listening. Oh, yeah, we are live. Yeah, the fans are happy, One of the former players, Ricardo Choro, you might not have seen him play for Everyday Stars, but the guy is happy, so we should not blame him. But as I said, we will see. We will see. We will talk with the club at the end of the season or beginning of next season. I mean, if the team needs me to be around, of course, we will see. We'll talk about it, but I think this was the appropriate time for me to say goodbye to the Okaserandu family. But if the club really thinks that they need me around, we will see how we will deal with the modalities around that. I love this team. This is the only team I played for in the Namibian Premier League. So this is like home, and of course we will listen and see what the future holds. Stiga, captain, my captain, Ronald Keshere. It's been an honor. Thank you. Well done. Well done. So we are still going to allow players and coaching staff, but the most important interview is coming up next, and that will be with the coach of African Stars. I said it on commentary. You can say interim, you can say those things. I say coach Benny Housek. We spoke last against Congos in the 0-0 draw. Today it's a different game. Today, $1.5 million on the line. First half, there's a lot of emotions for me to go through the game. I just want to ask you, how do you feel? But how did you see the game in the first half? I think it was a more of a dominated, controlled game by Star.
I know. Thank you very much, and for the supporters that came out in numbers to cheer on the boys. I know they were the 12th man on the pitch. First half we were very much wasteful. We could have buried the game in the first 20-30 minutes. It could have been like 3-4-0. But it was one of those days where the strikers left their scoring boots at home. So, but for me, the result is speaking volumes. The football on the other side, we were not that convincing, but there were some moments we played some constructive football. Yeah.
And then secondly, the officiating was maybe up and down, and the tackles were quite aggressive, but you can't doubt a team like Young African that would have changed the fabric of their football club if they won this.
That was just a mind game, trying to get into the players' mindset. But these players have played on the highest level, and they could handle situations like that. They stood the test, they passed the test. So there were some scary moments where I thought maybe that child will get a second yellow, but the discipline, the resilience, he actually showed that he deserves to be the national team, and he's a national team quality player. Yeah.
And lastly, we just have a game against the same team in 2 days, 3 days time on the 1st of April. Will they come out differently? Will the game change, or will they? They're going to come for revenge.
It's a different encounter, different league game. So we will regroup tomorrow, have a recovery session, because we have to after such a high intensity game. And then on Monday we're going to have a very light session, but more into the faces of what we would like to prepare. We saw what Young African can throw at us, and then it's going to be a different ball game. We will just make some changes, but definitely it's 3 points on Tuesday. We need those 3 points to just get a breather between us and them.
And lastly, head coach, it's been a whirlwind coming in after Coach Ronnie has left. Since you've been in charge, it's been good result. Even the Ongos one, to me, is a good result. How has it been? What thank yous do you want to say to MTC for organizing such a great event? Yeah, your general and last thoughts.
Football brings people together. So I would love to say a shout out to MTC for coming on board to sponsor such a big tournament. It's players that are putting bread on the table for their families and for themselves. So this should continue for years to come, and maybe in a bigger price come the next 2 years time. Okay, so I would also love to shout out to my family that has been supporting me. Coach Ronnie has paved the way. The blueprint is there. There's nothing for me to come change, but just to come polish on what he has left behind. I would also want to introduce my style of play to the players, which is putting the ball down, playing some constructive football, some beautiful football. Because the idea is to bring the fans back to the field. These people behind are 12 men. They want to see goals, they want to see the players doing this. They are the very happiest people on the earth now. Yeah.
Well done. The celebrations will go until church tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheers, Coach Benny. So we continue with the rolling technical team, the people that make this possible. We'll have one last interview. And of course I have Coach Davido on my right. We don't really go to, I was about to bring the technical wizard of Davido into the frame, but now we have the Greek salad, Jomo Chileta, the first thing I want to ask, did you inquire with MTC about your top goal scorer award?
I know we haven't yet had a conversation, but I'll try and reach out to them and see what's the way forward.
You're trying to see, because it's 30,000.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them and see what's the way forward.
Okay, so you came in, you have been deemed as you have been deemed as a super sub, because you've added so much pace into the game. But you do have 2 goals in this tournament. In general, traveling all across the country, how has it been with the boots?
Well, since I got back, it has been great. I feel welcome. Got my first trophy, and hopefully I'm looking forward to winning more with the team, and I'm proud of the boys and everlasting.
And lastly, Young African is coming up next week. Do you think that they're going to come with the same aggression, or will they say, we can never win against this team?
I know, I think they will make an obvious statement, but it's a game, it's a ball game, man. Anything is possible, but I'm not sure, but keep pushing in training and see what's going forward. Hopefully we'll try to pick up the 3 points on Tuesday.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully see you at the end of the season lifting up the trophy once again. Get your 20,000, my man, don't forget. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is it here at the Dr. Haki Geingob Stadium. It's all right now. That calls it a night. My name is Emmanuel Nkara. Venji has eluded me. She would have loved to have joined me throughout these interviews, but it has been a beautiful tournament. Do not call me for an e-wallet. I did not handle the finances, but let the celebrations go throughout the day, and make sure you go to church tomorrow with your African Stars shirts on. Let me repeat, make sure you go to church tomorrow with your African shirts on. My name is Emmanuel Nkora. Cheers for now.